And now...
What is this?
I know you're gonna dig this.
This is the Flatland Sports Podcast.
Where do you come from? Lubbock, Texas?
Lubbock, Texas.
A place called Lubbock.
I wonder if they think I'm so gorgeous back in Lubbock.
What do you care about Lubbock? You're big time now.
I'm just a little homesick, that's all.
Is that what you want, Larry, to spend the night in Lubbock, Texas at a day's inn with a $15 voucher from Cinnabon?
Lubbock? No, it's near Lubbock.
What's it like there?
It's flat, real flat. You stand on a coffee can, you can see Colorado.
How you doing from across the Great Plains of West Texas? This is the Flatland Sports Podcast, free and available worldwide on YouTube and Spotify. Thank you so much for taking the time today. If you're here with me right now, help me out. Like the video, double check that you are subscribed. It doesn't cost you a thing in this economy, and it helps the show grow tremendously. Lots to get into today. We will recap the game against UCF. We'll grade the position groups. We'll get into the good, the bad, and the ugly from the weekend. Take a look around the Big 12, as well as take a look at the upcoming Baha Mar Invitational that the Red Raider basketball team will be playing in this Thursday. And, of course, we will have near end of season Big 12 power rankings. But first, Red Raiders in action. We'll start with soccer. Red Raider soccer got a win in the first round of the NCAA tournament against UTSA 2-1. Taylor Zajewski had the match-winning goal late in the game. We'll take on North Carolina in the second round of the NCAA tournament. That game will be in Fort Worth Thursday at 4 p.m. It'll be on ESPN+. Watch it. These girls are on an incredible run right now, and it's not over yet. Lady Raider basketball. Currently 5-0. Got a win over SMU last Thursday, 91-60. Bailey Maupin had 26 points. Snuda Collin passed 1,000 career points in that game. And then they turned around and beat Arkansas on Sunday, 80-68. Bailey Maupin again with 19 points, led the team for that game. Lady Raiders will play Mississippi State Thursday at 6 p.m. That game will be on ESPN+ as well. And I don't know, maybe I'm a little premature. This Lady Raider team feels different than the ones in the past. This feels like one that actually has that this team may be better than what we've been seeing from Krista Gerlich in the past. On to men's basketball, and we will talk more about the upcoming game here, but men's basketball bounced back with a win against Milwaukee at 80-63. Christian Anderson led with 18 points and 7 assists. Donovan Atwell had 5 three-pointers. Red Raiders will head to the Bahamas for the Baha Mar Championship to take on Wake Forest. That will be at 7:30 on Thursday, CBS Sports Network. And then on Friday, they will take on either Memphis or the number 1 ranked Purdue Boilermakers. And then, of course, football, final score, 48-9, Texas Tech over the University of Central Florida Knights. It was the final home game of the regular season. And I stress regular season because there is a very strong possibility that the Red Raiders are going to be hosting a playoff game at Jones AT&T Stadium for the college football playoff. There is a chance you could finish in the top 4, and I personally believe Tech is one of those top 4 teams. I don't know who the committee, though, would be willing to remove from the top 4. As we sit today, the rankings were released last night. Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, and Georgia make up the top 4. Texas Tech right behind at number 5. If Ohio State, Indiana, or Texas A&M were to lose, especially Texas A&M against Texas, unless they just got absolutely blown out by the Longhorns, then I could see a scenario there. But really what you need is Georgia to lose a game, which the Bulldogs play Charlotte this weekend. Typical. November SEC playing a mid-major game. And then the Bulldogs face Georgia Tech, and that's probably your best shot at Texas Tech getting a top 4 bid is, of course, Texas Tech taking care of business in Morgantown, and then Georgia getting upset by what is a pretty good Georgia Tech team. 5, however, is a great place to be. I would say it's arguably better than a first-round bye. Arguably. I don't think anybody's going to turn down a first-round bye, especially with a chance to get some guys healthy before the playoff starts. But in 5, you likely get a group of 5 team at home, which Tulane would be that team. And not to mention the incredible atmosphere at Jones AT&T in a playoff setting in a game that you are likely to win. Now, some would be disappointed by the opponent, which, as I said, as we sit today, is Tulane, who is still a great team. But I will tell you, I remember, and I was at the 2014 Super Regional game where Texas Tech played the College of Charleston. It was a 1-0 game, but punched their ticket into the first ever College World Series. And it was an incredible atmosphere, an incredible moment for Texas Tech, despite the fact that it wasn't a Miami or it wasn't TCU or Purdue or any other top baseball team. This is a game where the opponent doesn't matter if you win. This is a moment that Texas Tech fans will remember for the rest of their lives. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. The Red Raiders have a bye week this coming week. Then they will wrap up the regular season against the West Virginia Mountaineers. We will talk about that game next week. Now, prior to this game, after BYU, the CFP cited Texas Tech's offensive production as the reason why they were not ranked higher in the rankings. Now, I think that level of nitpicking is absolutely stupid in Bush League because, Indiana had to come back and beat a 3-6 Penn State team. That was hailed as a Heisman moment. A&M had to come back from 30-3 to beat a 3-7 South Carolina team. That, again, hailed as an incredible comeback. Nobody's nitpicking the Aggies or Indiana. My experience is when committees start nitpicking past the win-loss record, the motivation isn't, that they're trying to be thorough. The motivation is that they're trying to justify excluding you rather than including you. See Florida State in 2023. And since that's the case, and we knew that was the case going in, the key here is, we knew that selection committees were going to continuously be looking for ways to screw Texas Tech and the Big 12 over. The key here is just take away their ammunition. It's like dealing with Big 12 officials. Don't even give them a reason to have a problem. And in this case, it was the lack of offensive production that was specifically mentioned, specifically in the red zone, and consider that addressed. Texas Tech went on and scored on 8 out of 11 offensive possessions against the Knights. And the committee rewarded you with a number 5 seed in the rankings yesterday. Keep winning and good things will happen. We'll grade the position groups next. This is the Flatland Sports Podcast. We are back. This is position group grades after a drubbing of the UCF Golden Knights. We'll start with the quarterbacks. You get an A. Baron Morton had one of his best games of the season. He was 14 for 20, 149 yards, 1 touchdown. More importantly, he stayed healthy. He was out by halftime, and that was for all the right reasons. It was because they were beating the living tar out of UCF and didn't need him in there anymore. This was exactly the game I wanted to see from Baron Morton. Mitch Griffiths led a few good drives as well. He was 13 for 17, 145 yards. The quarterbacks total compiled 27 out of 37, 294 yards and 1 touchdown pass. Running backs, you get an A. Cam Dickey, 11 for 77 and 2 touchdowns. That's 11 carries for 77 yards and 2 touchdowns, Jacoby Williams, 7 carries for 45 yards, no touchdowns, but had some really good moments. Reggie Virgil got 2 carries for 35 yards and 2 touchdowns out of the carries. Adam Hill made an appearance in the second half, 6 carries for 14 yards. Terrence Carter Jr. got a carry. Texas Tech was really looking for ways, and Joey McGuire in this game was really looking for ways to address the red zone offense. And one of the key factors in what is a productive red zone offense is having a quarterback who's mobile. Well, Texas Tech doesn't really have that right now. Baron Morton has the ability to run, but the last thing you need is to put him in harm's way right now. So putting guys like Reggie Virgil, Terrence Carter, Mitch Griffiths, Jacob Rodriguez, by the way, ran from 1 yard out to score a touchdown, was the answer to that question, and it worked beautifully in this game. Receivers, you get an A. Much, much improved from last week. Didn't see near as many drops as you have all season. Caleb Douglas, your leading receiver, 5 receptions, 90 yards. And Reggie Virgil had a heck of a game. 5 receptions, 72 yards, 1 touchdown through the air, and of course ran in the 2 touchdowns as well. Jacoby Williams had 4 catches for 30 yards. Coy Eakin, 2 catches for 20 yards. Mitch Griffiths, by the way, had 1 catch for 9 yards. They were really, really trying to mix up the red zone offense, but a much improved showing from the Red Raider receiving group. Offensive line, you get a B. You allowed the Red Raiders to get 294 rush yards and 0 sacks. That's about as good as it can get. Now, the reason it's a B instead of an A, you had a holding penalty that resulted in a safety early in the game. Otherwise, a near perfect showing by the offensive line. Defensively, as you know, I grade the defense on a scale of pass-fail. This is a pass, A++++, if we're actually giving it a letter grade. You shut down UCF completely, held them to 52 total rushing yards. Jacob Rodriguez had an interception. You forced 4 fumbles, took one of them away. This is the best defense in the country, and argue with a wall here. This is absolutely the best defense in the country. This defense can go against Ohio State. This defense can go against the Texas Longhorns, the Indiana Hoosiers, Texas A&M, whoever it is. There is not an offense in the country that can break this defense. And we'll certainly find out if that's true or not coming up in the college football playoff. Special teams, you get an A. Tristan Gentry had a good kick return. Jacoby Williams returned a punt for 16 yards. But mostly Stone Harrington, 2 for 2 in field goals, 6 out of 6 extra points. He has come a long way, and one of the stories of the year is Stone Harrington with his improvement. We'll have the good, the bad, and the ugly when we return. This is the Flatland Sports Podcast.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. We'll start with the good. Texas Tech now ranked number 5 in the college football playoff rankings. Finally getting some respect. They've been getting respect all season, but as we sit, Texas Tech is poised to do some incredible things this season, stuff that we've never seen Texas Tech do before. Never really was given the opportunity. The 2008 team, as high as number 2 in the rankings, but 1 loss to Oklahoma and the season was over with the BCS setup that we had back then. Also good, BYU and Utah taking care of business against TCU and Baylor, respectively. Maintain Texas Tech's ranked wins. Thank you very much, BYU and Utah. I know that's why you did it. Also, you gave the Bears and the Frogs an L, which is always a good thing in my book. The bad, Cincinnati fell to Arizona, fell out of the rankings after 1 week, had a shot at the Big 12 championship. They were really kind of a dark horse contender who was causing a lot of trouble for a lot of teams, and frankly, I was really starting to think that Cincinnati would be who Texas Tech faced in the Big 12 championship. This loss knocks him out of the running. Cincinnati, though, I thought Scott Satterfield was going to get fired this year. I thought he would have been fired mid-season by now, and he is, as it appears, has completely turned it around at Cincinnati. And we'll see how next year looks and how they continue to progress. The ugly, Baylor. Just Baylor in general. My goodness, Mack Rhoades stepped down from the College Football Playoff Committee chair for personal reasons. There is mention of allegations, again, that have yet to be truly made public. Speculation that it was in relation to an alleged altercation that Rhoades had with a player. But it looks like Baylor is going to be looking for a new athletic director soon, who in turn will probably be looking for a new football coach soon, as Dave Aranda is poised for another less than mediocre season. Problem is that they don't have an athletic director right now. There's no one leading the ship as Baylor basketball gets started and as Baylor football needs serious direction. Whoever comes in for Baylor, though, in the future, please, I know you watch the show religiously, whoever you are, please get rid of the yellow and bring back gold in the color scheme. The chrome gold helmets from before, just get rid of the yellow. Make Baylor great again. Up next, we will preview the Baha Mar Championship in Red Raider men's basketball. This is the Flatland Sports Podcast. Texas Tech basketball will travel to the Bahamas for the Baha Mar Championship this Thursday. We'll open play against Wake Forest. That is a 7:30 p.m. tip-off on CBS Sports Network. Texas Tech comes in ranked number 15 after a loss to Illinois and then a win against Milwaukee. Texas Tech, the overwhelming favorite according to ESPN Match Predictor, who has gives Texas Tech a 75.1% chance to win. No betting lines yet. What do we need to know about Wake Forest? The Demon Deacons come in 3-1. Loss was against number 6 Michigan, 84-85. Finished last season 21-11, fourth in the ACC, but did not make the NCAA tournament despite their good record. The Demon Deacons have not made the NCAA tournament since 2017. Lost most of their production from last year with Hunter Salas in the NBA now. They did make some good moves in the portal, picking up Mecky Mason from Rice and Nate Calmes from Washington State. Key players to watch. Well, we'll start with Juke Harris, who's a sophomore, 6'7", 200 pounds from Salisbury, North Carolina. Leads in points. He's got 21.8 points per game. That's 28th in the nation. Also leads the team in rebounds with 7 per game. Another player to watch is Nate Calmes, the pickup from Washington State. He's a senior, 6'2", 181 pounds from Gilbert, Arizona. Leads the Demon Deacons in assists with 6 per game. Keys to the game. What does Texas Tech need to do to win this? Just be bigger, faster, and stronger. You're the better team. Texas Tech needs to dominate in the paint and out-rebound the Deacons. Also, defend Juke Harris, who shot 33% from 3 versus Michigan. That proved to be the great equalizer against a really, really good Michigan team. Take away the 3 and force Wake Forest to drive to the basket. And then the last key to the game, get turnovers. Wake Forest is a turnover-prone team. Get the ball away and take advantage of those opportunities. Prediction, Texas Tech is just the better team in this matchup. You know it, I know it, ESPN knows it, everyone knows it. I'm predicting 87-62 Texas Tech. And then, of course, after you'll face either Memphis or number 1 Purdue on Friday, one day later. Now, if you get Memphis, the key to that game is going to be controlling the flow of the game with your defense against a very fast-paced Tiger offense. Just knock them out of rhythm, control the game, and you'll come out with a win against the Memphis Tigers. If you get Purdue, number 1 team in the country, key there is you're going to really, really need to hit some threes. Hit threes and find a way to out-rebound the Boilermakers, and you can come out on top against the number 1 team in the country. When we return, we'll have Big 12 football power rankings. This is the Flatland Sports Podcast. As we approach the final weeks of the regular season, let's take another look at where the teams of the Big 12 stands. Here is Big 12 power rankings.
She's God, Captain. If I push it any harder, the whole thing will blow.
It's Division I football! It's the Big 12! It ain't intramurals!
Well, we'll start at the bottom. Number 16, Oklahoma State. This is a heroically bad season for the Cowboys. And I'm not keeping up with this, so maybe I'm wrong here, but absolutely no news regarding a head coaching search. You fire your coach this early in the season, and granted, Oklahoma State didn't necessarily intend to fire Mike Gundy. They gave him an opportunity to resign at the end of the season, and I guess we're expecting to start their coaching search then. However, Gundy being Gundy told them to put their money where their mouth is and fire him already, so they did. But it's kind of shocking that the Cowboys don't have a head coach yet. Number 15, Colorado. Destined to just be bad this year with Deion Sanders' health. And no knock against the Colorado Buffaloes, but when your head coach is gone for the entire offseason fighting cancer, what are you going to do? I am wondering if this is going to be the final year for Deion Sanders, if he, not that he's going to get fired, but if he just hangs it up and calls it a career. Number 14, West Virginia. Real tough first season under Rich Rod, but the West Virginia Mountaineers are going to be good in the coming years. They had a good upset over a ranked Houston team on the road as well. This team wants to fight for Rich Rodriguez. He just needs to get his players and his system installed. Number 13, UCF. An almost identical situation and now an almost identical season to West Virginia. They did beat West Virginia head-to-head, which is why I'm giving them the number 13 spot. Now, I don't know if Scott Frost is going to be as successful at UCF as Rich Rodriguez will be at West Virginia. That remains to be seen. Number 12, Kansas. Turned out to be wildly overrated this year. Didn't have enough knives to plant in opposing team stadiums to pull out enough wins. You hate to see it. Number 11, Baylor. No AD. The word allegations are across the headlines, and just a disappointing season. The only good thing for Dave Aranda right now is he has no athletic director to fire him. Number 10, Kansas State. Was expected to be a title contender. They may not even be bowl eligible this season. Just a absolute head scratcher of a season for the Wildcats. Number 9, TCU. Started strong, just completely fell off in the last few weeks. Number 8, Iowa State. That's another team that started off as a title contender. Looked really, really good. They were my pick as a Big 12 championship team. But injuries just absolutely destroyed the Cyclones this year. They're lucky to still field a team. Number 7, Arizona. Improved from last season. Landed about where I thought they would. And the Wildcats will continue to improve as the years go on. Number 6, Arizona State. This is a team that was absolutely good enough to win the Big 12. Absolutely good enough to make a run in the college football playoff. An injury to Sam Leavitt killed the season, and now Leavitt rumored to be in the portal next season. Potentially a future Texas Tech Red Raider. Although I will say, I hate everything about this. Sam Leavitt has had his career at Arizona State. He took the Arizona State Sun Devils to a college football playoff. Very nearly beat the Texas Longhorns were it not for a bogus pass interference call or targeting call, whatever it was. Either way, you've proven to have the ability to be successful at Arizona State. You've certainly proven that you are going to find a way to the NFL at Arizona State. Why leave? I don't get that. Number 5, Cincinnati. As I said earlier, I thought Scott Satterfield was going to be fired this season. He completely turned the ship around for Cincinnati. Now we'll see if he can progress next season. Number 4, Houston. The Cougars were one of the worst teams in the Big 12 last year. They could finish 10-2 this year. Huge turnaround from last season for the Houston Cougars. Number 3, Utah. They think they're number 1. They're not. There's 2 teams ahead of them that they were not able to beat, but they are an incredibly talented team this season. If they are left out of the college football playoff field, it's going to be an absolute joke. Texas Tech. The next 3 teams that I'm going to mention are every bit absolutely deserve to be in the college football playoff field. And that stands for number 2, BYU, one of the best teams in the country, one of the best defenses in the country. Going into this season, I thought BYU had all the pieces. They just needed a quarterback after Jake Retzlaff left for Tulane. And Bear Bachmeier came in and absolutely fit the bill of what BYU needed. And of course, number 1, as they have been in the official Flatland Sports Power Rankings all season, the Texas Tech Red Raiders. 10-1 as we sit right now. 1 more game left. Likely to finish the season 11-1. The best defense in the country. The ranked number 5 overall in the college football playoff. And has every bit of talent needed if the offense can get healthy in the coming weeks. Everything you need to make a deep run in the college football playoff, and dare I say, national championship contender. We will take a look around the Big 12 when we come back. This is the Flatland Sports Podcast. Back for one more. Let's take a look now at the games across the Big 12. We'll start with Kansas and Iowa State. The game is 11 a.m. on Saturday on Fox Sports 1. Iowa State, a 4.5-point favorite. Kansas, as I mentioned, a wildly overrated team. Iowa State, a great team that is lucky to field a team with the injuries that they have right now. I think Kansas will actually cover the spread here, but Iowa State will win this one 17-15. Up next, Baylor at Arizona. That is a 12 p.m. kickoff on TNT. Arizona, a 6.5-point favorite here, and Arizona putting together very quietly a really, really solid season. Baylor very loudly a really, really mediocre season, and I think Arizona will beat the Baylor Bears 28-17. Up next, Kansas State at number 12, Utah. Utah absolutely needing to keep the wins rolling here. 8-2 on the season. Kansas State 5-5 after just a wildly disappointing season for the Wildcats. That game, 3 p.m. on ESPN2. Utah, a 17.5-point favorite, and I'm going to pick Utah to win this one 35-21. Next, a classic Southwest Conference showdown. Number 23, Houston, taking on TCU. TCU just fighting to kind of reclaim what's left of their season. They're bowl eligible at 6-4. Houston looking for a double-digit win season at 10-2 with TCU this week and Baylor next week. Houston, a 1.5-point favorite, and it will be a close one. I hope the Houston crowd shows up for this game. They did not show up for the last one when Houston was ranked and got upset by West Virginia. But I am going to pick Houston to win this one 21-17. Up next, Oklahoma State at UCF. UCF, a 14.5-point favorite. This is a 3 p.m. kickoff on ESPN+. UCF has not been a great team this year, but Oklahoma State has been a heroically bad team, as I mentioned earlier. UCF is going to win this one comfortably, 25-12. It's going to be a weird score. Up next, the primetime game. BYU ranked number 11 at Cincinnati, who should have been ranked if they had just pulled off a win. That game is 7 p.m. on Fox. BYU, a 2.5-point favorite. BYU, this is the game of the week for the Big 12. A must-win for BYU on the road. Cincinnati really looking to play upset here. And something tells me I'm really rooting for the BYU Cougars. I have a feeling, though, Cincinnati is actually going to pull off this upset. It's going to be 21-20 Cincinnati. And then, of course, the Big 12 After Dark game. Number 25, Arizona State at Colorado. Colorado this is a team that's just given up. They don't have any fight left in them. Arizona State is still a great team, even without Sam Leavitt and without some of their pieces. Arizona State, a 7.5-point favorite. And as I mentioned, a 7 p.m. kickoff on ESPN2. Arizona State is going to win this game 28-21. Well, that's all I've got for you. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Please remember to like the video. Remember to subscribe. Like I said, it doesn't cost you a thing, which means everything in this economy. Share the show with another tech fan. For Flatland Sports, I am Christopher Johnson. Thank you so much for the time today, and Wreck 'em Tech.